Hello, everybody. I'm Matthew.
I'm Reeve.
Today, we're going to look at Unit 10, Hypersonic Hype. So this is about a hypersonic missile. This was a much talked about missile. It had been tested, and I guess it was a theoretical weapon before that. But Russia recently used it in the Ukraine war. And people got the first look at it. They deployed it against, I think, an ammunition depot in Ukraine, and gave everyone kind of a look at what it is capable of. And I guess we could see that at least they have one of them. At least one of them. I mean, that's kind of Russia. We don't know how many they have, right? They could only have one. So they used one, and it worked.
Deploy.
Deploy.
Depot.
Depot.
So do you like learning about new technological advances?
Yeah, sure, why not? I think you kind of have to learn to kind of keep up with the world, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, do you ever feel like you're falling behind a little bit with new stuff?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, sometimes. So I feel like I try to read more news, what's happening around the world when it comes to technology, IT.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be like the old guy that goes to the kiosk at McDonald's and is like, oh, what am I doing, right? I don't want to end up like that, so
Right,
I
so
kind of want to...
Try to keep it up.
Yeah. Try to stay somewhat up to date.
Right, stay relevant, what's happening, how to use the mobile banking system.
Yeah, and I think eventually some of this stuff could become useful in our daily lives. So
Absolutely, right.
knowing what is out there and what can be used is nice to know as well. So
Right.
sure.
So do you think the war in Ukraine right now is getting adequate coverage?
I don't know, it's hard to say. I think it depends on where you're located. I think obviously in Europe, it's probably being watched very carefully.
Right.
Because they're kind of right there on the front line.
Right.
I think it depends on which country is closest in kind of political and economic connections.
Okay.
I think some countries there's no direct connections. They don't really care, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. Right. It's not the urgent.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think?
It depends which media pictures them, right? So the news we usually hear from is American media. And then how they picture them, like especially Vladimir Putin, war criminal,
Sure.
right? And crazy man. And then we don't really get to hear news from Russia side. So we don't really know, or even Ukraine, which one is like a fact or which one is misinformation.
It's kind of obviously it's a hot war. It's actual fighting and killing, but also there's been an information war that's been happening between the two sides.
Right.
And actually Ukraine's been doing a really good job with their information. They have been very careful about what they confirm, what they release. They don't steer too far into propaganda.
Right.
They only confirm things that can be proven, right? They don't release, numbers of killed Russian soldiers that are too high. What they release is pretty accurate. They don't kind of go too far with the propaganda. So
Right.
I think they're doing a pretty good job with that. But Russia is like, we only lost like 1,000 guys.
All right, it could be 6,000, who knows?
That's like 27,000.
Oh, 27.
Yeah. But Russia's like, 1,000. So there's a big difference in
Right.
the information war. Take a look at the article and we'll see you at the review.